You have it. You have it. You have it. You have it. Too fast. You have it. Too fast. One moment, please. One moment. One moment.
Others, I speak with the passion goes unheard. They you because you are the leader. And perhaps with others, I speak with the passion.
Rate Buff, episode 7.
Oh my goodness.
The lucky 7.
That's crazy. The 7.
The lucky number 7.
Dude,
Are you talking about the 7 from The Boys?
yeah, the voice.
I don't want to be any part of that.
It's kind of like been out of our lives for a little bit now because the season ended. Not really that great of a season, but maybe it's because Jensen Ackles wasn't in it for me.
Yeah. I actually forgot what happened in that season, so yeah.
Honestly,
forgettable, I guess.
Yeah, if I had to articulate what that season was about, I would also not be able to do it.
I remember Homelander was the bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
and you said people were mad about it for some reason?
He's
been the bad guy the whole time.
Yeah, that's just what I saw online, was that people were like, oh, why is he the bad guy?
Maybe because he wears the stars and stripes.
People are just tired of I don't even want to get into what people think about the show that came out several months ago that we can't even remember.
Yeah, true. But we got some stuff on the docket today. Starting off with updates on
Vampire Janitor. Oh my goodness! So we're kind of riding this high of excitement.
Yeah.
Because the first devlog was released. For some reason that you listen to our podcast, but you don't watch the devlog, which maybe, I don't know, people can be interested in different things, but that's where you can also comment on the podcast, I guess, because I'll look at the comments, and if you say that the podcast sucks, then I'll see it there.
Yeah. Let us know. We need to know sooner than later.
Sooner would be better than later, honestly, on those kind of things.
But yeah, any feedback is appreciated. We really appreciate the traction that we're getting so far, and just people seem to be interested, and so we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Not that it was a question whether we got traction enough, we were gonna keep going, but
but
it's really encouraging to see as we develop this game, there's some people interested in it. That's
exactly it. We were gonna keep going anyway because this is a goal that we have, but it feels dang good to see that
cool.
People actually care. Now, one thing that we're doing is the devlogs are from your point of view, since you're doing the actual coding of the game. And I would like to just keep doing that. I don't feel a need to be in the videos. And we've kind of talked about this off mic a little more in depth. I just kind of feel like I don't need to be in it, and also there's not a huge purpose for me to be in there. I do a lot of the marketing things, honestly, so it's just really not necessary for me to be in those videos. So that's why maybe it might be surprising to people when they listen to the podcast and I'm talking a lot, and then they watch the devlogs or the YouTube shorts of the devlogs and I'm not in there at all.
Yeah, it's just a choice that we made right now, and maybe later down the line, you might make a cameo or something, but
maybe.
We're not worried about it right now.
Yeah. I just feel and I don't feel like this in a bad way, I feel like the marketing department of the gaming company that we have right now, and you don't need your head of marketing to be all up in stuff. It's just really not necessary. What's happening right now for Vampire Janitor is the development of the game, the coding things. And that's your wheelhouse. That's your bag.
Yeah, and what a heavy bag it is, too. I'm just kidding. But, as far as that goes, I have not put a whole lot of progress in it this week. But I do have a goal to work on it basically every day this week for every weekday. So we'll get some more content to be created, and we'll make some progress on the actual development of the game.
Yeah, there are obviously a ton of things that we can do for the game development wise. I say we, that's a very liberal use of the word we, but some game mechanics I think that you're working on. We've kind of taken some advice from the comments, and also this kind of a decision we came to ourselves, is to put a lot of the asset stuff on pause just because that's not pushing the game forward right now super quickly. It's kind of like holding the game back in a lot of aspects because you get those things take so long to do.
They've got to be done, and yeah, like we've said many times on many episodes, it takes a long time. So I think we can put that off to like, if we have gotten far enough on the gameplay, maybe we're cool with like hiring somebody to do those, and then, you know, suddenly that's taken care of. Or, you know, just focus in on that when it's time. But yeah, I'm just, I got some feedback a little bit on like the gameplay, and we seem to be on the right track there. So my next goal is to just put some temporary stuff in there. And and come up with more different gameplays. I'd like to try to tackle some like UI stuff too, like when you clean up something it says clean, or like I don't know, some sort of scoring system perhaps. So, yeah.
It's crazy.
There's a lot to do this
That's
week.
what I would when you get down to it, there is so much to do to make a game that every time something is accomplished, it's just kind of a reminder to me how much more there still is left to accomplish.
Oh yeah. But the cool thing is, every time I sit down to like solve a new problem and like implement it in the game, I don't think it's taken me longer than an hour to figure it out, just because these are small like building blocks.
Right.
I mean, I don't like to think about it all as one big full thing of problems, because there could be thousands of problems. So an hour for 1,000 problems is like 1,000 hours. So that's a long time. But, you know, if I just keep doing it one thing at a time, then slowly it'll come together like a Lego set.
Do you think that one commenter said, coming from a CS background, that you're going to take to game dev like a fish to water? Do you feel that?
Well, that was very encouraging to see. But yeah, I think so far, I mean, one thing that college in general teaches you is how to learn.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid of the challenges that arise, because I know there are resources out there to fix them and to learn from them. So in that aspect, I feel really prepared. Also, as far as like conceptualization of like, you know, I did a lot of object-oriented programming. I've made programs before, of course. So like, when I go through it, like I understand what's going on. I know how to debug and work through all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think it's been an advantage. I don't think you necessarily have to have that background to start game development, but it certainly helps. And I feel like it's a positive that I don't feel like my college computer science degree is going to waste, because it's helping me with this game.
That's good then. Yeah, because I know that you have felt that way about your college experience.
Job searching is hard.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this also before, that article that I sent you where Berkeley students are having an incredibly hard time finding jobs. Like a professor said, none of her students have gotten jobs yet.
And, you know, I was part of a cyber analyst team in the SOC at my college, and a lot of us graduated. I think like 7 or 8 of us graduated from there, and I think like maybe half of those people have jobs, not including myself.
Or, because I know you've said some people have internships, so do you count that as a job?
Some internships. I think, as far as I can remember, like maybe 3 people have like actual career jobs.
Okay.
So, I mean, one of them has a military background though, so that helps.
Definitely. And you said one person, she's just like brilliant, and she's like working for SpaceX or something.
All the ladies that were in that were they were just incredibly smart. So, yeah, I think SpaceX internship. And then I think I have another guy friend there who got a job in some sort of utilities field maybe, but it was like, it's for security.
Yeah. Pretty nice then.
Yeah. I feel like I've been lacking though, ever since I graduated. I have not been keeping up on cybersecurity stuff really, except for the stuff that's in the news.
Yeah.
I really should try to like do some hack the boxer or capture the flag, or I don't know, just continue my learning a little bit more. I feel like I don't want it to slip away.
I think it's good for your career. I'm constantly doing the same thing for marketing. Like there's a lot of free courses on Coursera or offered by companies themselves, like Google offers courses for certificates. And if nothing else, at least for my field, it just looks good to always have it on your stupid LinkedIn. So that's why I kind of continue to do that stuff.
I would like to do certificates and stuff and play that game, but like even the Security Plus is like $400 for a test, which you might fail. And, I don't like to think that way, but like, that's so expensive.
Yeah.
And like, I went to college for 4 years specializing in cybersecurity. Like, I kind of know the information that's on the test. It's just a bummer that I got to fork out the money to get the certification, but it's really a desirable thing, I guess, for a lot of jobs. You'll get just passed over if you don't have it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So, I mean, in this day and age, you got to take every advantage. So I really should be working on this stuff. But game development excites me a bit more because this is our company. This is our project. No one is going to deny, our own job that we've created for ourselves.
Yeah.
So.
We're our own bosses in this venture.
Yeah.
Now, our employees are a little bit behind in project due dates, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. We've got some lazy employees.
I just feel like they're gaming most of the time now.
Whip them into shape.
And speaking of, we downloaded Marvel Rivals for the PS4.
Oh, yeah.
And it is glorious.
It's really cool. It's a shame we haven't got to play that much. It's just been a busy week, I think, with the kid. So we haven't had our own time that much this week. But when we did play, it was really cool.
Yeah, I like the powers that they put in the game. I like the heroes that they've chosen also. And then the graphics are just like they're the kind of new graphics, the kind of new art style that they're using in a lot of the comics. It's like Mike Deodato's kind of like inspired artwork, which I know doesn't mean that much to you to say, but it's just like the new style for the Marvel comics.
I was actually noticing on Marvel Snap, you can upgrade to different cards, and I think it's the artist's like name, like get the whatever person's style card, and that was something I was going to show you because there was a new White Queen variant card.
Oh, I love the White Queen. We've talked a lot about different cards because we're playing Marvel Rivals. You're playing Marvel Snap, so we're talking about these characters and their history in the comic books. And I've read Marvel comics.
I'm coming to this late, like I think Marvel Snap is really. Obviously, I watched all the MCU movies. Sure. But there was always this judgment I had, like, oh, it's Marvel. It's like, it's all the same story, but different. But then you put that aside, you put judgment aside, and you just enjoy, there's so much creativity. Well, this character has what powers? This character does what? It's so cool. And there's an infinite amount of heroes that they've created in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And as somebody coming late, I just feel there's so much that I don't know that I'm really happy and excited to explore. That's why Marvel Snap is great, because I get to see all these different heroes and cards that come up.
And locations they're even including. I thought that was fun.
And then you go to Marvel Rivals and you get to play these characters that I've been playing on Marvel Snap. So, my experience as far as comics go is a bit different. It's a different journey, but I'm getting there. And so we're both able to enjoy this game for different reasons, but also the same reason.
Yeah. It's very exciting to me though when you ask me, you're like, oh, who's this? And then you want to know about a hero. And I'm like, finally in my life, for the very first time in my life, I get to talk to someone about all of these comics that I've read over my lifetime.
You have quite the collection.
Yeah, I mean, we have a long box full of the ones that I've managed to keep over the years in the closet if you're super interested. But we've also gone to the library, which is the best place to go. Yeah, it's for graphic novels. So you've read some new stuff. So it's just been fun. I finally get to talk about this because I could literally talk about it all day long.
Yeah, and you used to cosplay some stuff too, so
Yeah, I've
maybe that's in
cosplayed.
our future. I've never been to a Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh, you're just missing out so much. But yeah,
I've seen a lot of like walkthroughs on YouTube and stuff,
Yeah.
and it just looks really fun.
Magic. You've been playing Ilyana Rasputin. That card. Do you remember we talking about her brother's Colossus?
No, I don't. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's one of my favorite cosplays that I've done. And I recently, one of my other friends, she just asked what cosplays I've done. So I had to go through my camera roll and look at them. And I did her costume from when she was in the Phoenix 5, which is a run that it's like a whole story we don't have to get into. But I was like, oh my gosh, I remember this. Now, it's like it's getting close to being 10 years ago that I did that, which is also insane. But it's fun walking down memory lane and being like, oh, I just used to sit in my room and like sew and glue things together and paint them. And that was a very
I
simple
hope
time
we can
of
get
life.
back to that.
I'm sure.
We
Eventually.
gotta get a house, 3-bedroom, and then like the 3rd bedroom be
Yeah.
like our hobby space.
And because I really, really, really want to cosplay Dr. Mrs. the Monarch, and I want you to be the Monarch. So.
I guess that's decided for me.
It's like one of my to-dos. But there's also a lot of like anime cosplay that I would be excited about doing. Like, I don't know who I would be in Haikyuu, but I already have a character picked out for you.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it was Tsukushima.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It'd be Tsukushima.
It's Tsukushima.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about WoW cosplay, and
I've always wanted to do Tyrande.
but these are projects, yo. So
Oh, yeah.
we got
Projects, money,
Yeah.
the whole thing takes a lot.
I mean, we got some pretty cool starts to the pieces that we can like at least wear those to Renaissance fairs. And,
Yeah. We have our Ren Fair outfits, but cosplaying for Comic Cons is like a whole other bag. And I think we've watched enough videos now where you could see how much money
the
people
effort,
put into
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Most of those people, I don't know about most, but a lot of them are like, servers or restaurants, and like this is their hobby.
Yeah.
So I think it's like doable because, we're capable of organizing that.
Yeah, we're capable.
It's a lot of effort.
It's a ton of effort.
On top
yeah.
of everything that we're already doing. So
Yeah.
that's
Let's add one more
on
thing.
hold
Yeah.
for now. But it's cool. I do love the realm of superheroes now, and like it's just really fun.
Yeah. And similar to Marvel Rivals, because, all right, so this all got started because I was having a really rough day one day, and so I got onto Overwatch, and I sucked so bad in the game that I'm playing that someone commented, like, Tank, you struggling? And then, like, pretty much everyone else on the team was, like, commenting about how I was sucking, so... my feelings got hurt so bad. I was so butthurt that I looked for other kinds of 5v5s to play.
Gosh.
And so
You just got onto Overwatch. Like, you just started playing that.
I was just having a bad day. I didn't sleep at all the night before. And then I just was like, let me just find solace in a game of Overwatch. And I accepted the role of tank, so I should, like, have a thicker skin, as it were, for being able to handle these kind of comments, but I couldn't. So I just quit. Well, I didn't quit the game, but I quit like playing after that, and I don't think I've gotten back on Overwatch since then because I was just so like, it was just the wrong comment at the wrong time. And obviously people on Overwatch aren't like privy to all of the personal struggles that I'm going through.
And also, it's notoriously toxic to be
also
on Overwatch.
that.
So you
Very,
gotta
very
approach it knowing that you're probably going to get some crap talk.
I'm just like so well aware, but I'm usually not so crappy that like my own crappiness that day combined with the comments was like, I just lost my confidence. I lost my juice. So
you got to get that back, yo. You were really on a roll there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hate sucking. I hate letting down my teammates so much that I downloaded Pokemon Unite, which is the Pokemon version of Overwatch. And after like stomping in some of those games and playing Charizard, which was like so very satisfying, Maybe I've gotten a little bit of confidence back, but
And you played well when we played Marvel Rivals.
yeah, sure.
Everybody does, like,
New. It came
Yeah.
out like December 5th, so
yeah, so it's delightfully chaotic.
yeah. But I still haven't gotten back on Overwatch because I'm afraid it's like a horse that I've fallen off of. It bucked me off, and like now I'm afraid of the horse. I don't want to get back on.
I guess I can't talk. I'm too afraid to like queue up for arenas on WoW.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like the one who sucks on the team.
Yes, I don't want to let people down.
I don't think I would be because I'm really good at PvP on WoW, but like, I don't want to let anybody down. So I've really allowed that part to slip away in World of Warcraft. So
yeah, so now you see what I'm saying. It's just like hard to get back in there, but I probably will, but not as a tank. just do damage for a little while and hide amongst the other numbers of other DPS players. So that was that. But the whole reason that I was doing so crappy that day is because we've been like, okay, so Thanksgiving happened, and then we got sick, and then suddenly it was the middle of December.
Oh man, that sickness just like took the whole month away from us.
Yeah.
I feel like
because we have a little calendar where we're like, oh, 25 days till Christmas, 24 days. And then one day it was 25 days. And then the next day when you moved it, it was like 11 days or something like that. And I was like, what the heck? What happened to the month?
The month is gone. We've been sick during basically the whole time.
The whole time.
Our goals have been halted because of it, I feel like.
Yeah, shattered.
Man, not that I've been like sick the whole time, but like I've had this lingering cough that just won't go away. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Well, first, like it was a Sunday. The kid was sick. He had a fever, and then it went away. So we're like, okay, fine.
After one day.
One day sickness.
We're like, it's not that bad.
Whew, we're in the clear. That we're safe. Couple days later, we're both sick.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
I think the next day we were both like, we got together at night. We were like, I've had a scratchy throat today.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And then the next day after that, we were like
foreshadowing.
Sick.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Like in bed all day.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have medicine. We were too sick to go get medicine.
Yep.
So I had like probably the worst night's sleep of my life that night.
Yeah, couldn't sleep.
It was terrible.
Kept waking up.
Yeah, because I was sleeping in 20-minute intervals and like waking up from like coughing, or I had a splitting headache. And like I said, I couldn't find any Tylenol or anything. So it was really bad.
It was crappy. And you don't get to like put being a parent on pause. So if your kid is high energy and requires a lot of attention, they will still need that when you're sick, which was kind of like a super rough part of it for me.
Yeah, that was really challenging too. But we got through it, and but
then the kid got sick after that again, like on the front end and the back end of our sickness. It was bookended by the kid getting sick.
Yeah. So we can't take him to the gym for daycare.
Yeah.
We can't, take him around other kids.
Can't go to the library.
Myself, I can't go work out because I'm super congested. Luckily, I think I'm on the tail end of it all. So
same. I'm going to be cutting out sniffling and coughing out of this episode, I'm sure, but it's really not as bad as it was last week when we were,
yeah.
And
I just, that's one thing they really don't tell you when you're having a kid. And I know they sort of do because it's kids are germ balls, but I did not realize I would get sick this much. I feel like every month we get a new illness.
Yeah.
And I used to say I had an immune system of steel,
You did say that to me several times.
I was a superhero of immunity.
Yeah.
But this time we have a child.
Yeah, but now we have a child, so external help. We need help. Send help.
I need to stop getting sick. Yeah. I can't do this.
But now we've instituted some new rules. We should have been doing this anyways, but we're I don't know, maybe we suck at parenting, but we've instituted new rules about
question, right?
Very strict hand washing rules now, and very strict hand sanitizing rules when after being in public spaces. And
you said it when he got sick. You were like, "Should we quarantine him?"
Mhm.
Like,
I
whatever.
said, like, do you want to sleep in the other room? Because I think, like, you could get it.
And I was like, "No, it's fine."
You were very cavalier.
Yeah, I ate that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've, set up some new rules. Hopefully we don't get as sick, or we can block some of them. Like, I don't want this to be every month or every other month. I don't even want it to be every freaking quarter. I'm so tired of being sick this year.
Me too. I'm over it. I'm done.
Over it, yeah.
We're going to be the model of health from here on out.
We hope so. Oh my gosh. Kind of the worst part of it was to me when my dad was like, well, are you guys taking vitamins? And I'm like, bro, vitamins? You think a vitamin is going to stop what's going on right now? Like, a vitamin doesn't block a viral infection or even a bacterial one, does it? Do I not understand
it
science?
It boosts your immunity, but like it's so hard to tangibly like tell the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should start taking vitamins.
I already take vitamins.
I don't.
I'm still on prenatal ones, so
I
want to hear that crap.
I haven't got it in a while.
Oh no, it just made me mad when that was the suggestion. I was like, bro, ooh, don't say this to me right now. Well,
what else you got for us?
Oh, well, one tiny little thing that's happened since the last time we recorded was, first it was, they were calling him an assassin. Still might be kind of like an assassin from the Assassin's Guild. We don't know. Although I think he would have like dipped out by now, maybe.
Are you talking about the CEO killer?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
that is what I'm talking about.
I was like, wait, the game trailers didn't show any new Assassin's Creed anyway. Yeah.
But they did say, because I watched the news that day just randomly, and they were saying assassin because of like how he pulled the gun out and it had the silencer, and it was all very like, even like the Assassin's game.
He did assassinate because he had a target. He clearly like premeditated, chose the United Healthcare guy.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, I guess allegedly for Luigi, but like someone did it.
Someone, yeah. And so yeah, assassin is a apt term.
Yeah.
But that is wild. That's like something like somebody's got to make a movie from this guy.
Obviously, you've played Assassin's Creed. I don't even know if this is appropriate to talk about with this topic, but we're going to anyway. You've played a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, as have I. Did you play that one game that was just called, I think it was just Assassin? No, it was called Hitman. Sorry.
No, I never played Hitman.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And that it looked more like a Hitman game than Assassin's Creed, honestly, but that's because no one was like jumping around, falling into a hay barrel.
Blades,
yeah,
as far as we know.
But still, I just thought of Assassin's Creed when it happened.
It was we speculated on like, is this a professional hit job?
Yeah,
because the image, like, it looks like somebody set a hit out on the CEO.
Yeah, I thought it was
out to be,
something probably
allegedly vigilante.
Yeah, vigilante
sort
thing.
Of deal.
Exactly. But when I first saw it, I was like, oh, from how it happened, I thought the guy like slept with some other CEO's wife or something like that.
Oh my God.
Because that's what it was like. How would this person even know where the CEO was going to be when he was coming out? Like, it looked like a super professional job to me. So I was like, oh, he for sure like slept with somebody's wife and they're like getting him because it just looked that well planned to me.
However this all unfolds, I was kind of hoping that was kind of the case. Some sort of like really high level like CEO like battles going on.
The upper classes warring or something.
The corrupt, you know, like maybe it's because we've been watching Daredevil, but like that was like
it probably is because we've been watching Daredevil.
Yeah, I was like, who's Wilson Fisk after now?
Yeah. But then it came, now it's allegedly Luigi. But the other thing that I have been, it's weird to like say that I've been enjoying parts of this, but like, honestly, the UHC company, which that's who provides my insurance, they suck. I have UHC insurance. They suck. They do literally everything they can to make everything cost way more. They take hundreds and hundreds of dollars out of every single paycheck that I have to just give us the bare minimum level of care. And I do mean bare minimum level because we pay those hundreds of dollars in insurance, and then I still have to pay 100% out of pocket for every time we go to the doctor until we reach like a $10,000 or $14,000 deductible. And then they might contribute like what I think it was like half or something. And
then they'll probably finagle a way out of it.
Yeah. And so I really do.
I don't trust insurance companies. You know this. Whether it's auto, home, health.
Yeah.
They all suck.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a big scam. That everybody's just trying to like take your money and like not actually help you when it matters.
Yeah. So
not in all case. My parents are a good example. They have had good insurance that has paid a ton of their health care since my dad has his issues.
Yes.
Popped up, but like for the most part though, like it sucks.
Yeah. When I was a kid and when I was growing up as a young adult, I had TRICARE, and that I thought was fine and dandy and like helped me a lot. But I do have to say UHC really, really sucks. Now, I wasn't sitting around thinking, man, I wish the CEO would die because this insurance sucks so horribly much and has caused so much strife for me as we've like had a child and had to go through all of that. I wasn't thinking the CEO should die, but like it's really hard for me to feel bad that he did die when probably tens of thousands of people died because of decisions that he made as the leader of the company. It's just hard for me to feel bad.
Well, it's hard to say that anything's solved because, somebody else is just going to go make those decisions.
Yeah,
again.
for sure. It's just going to be another person in there doing the exact same thing.
The crazy thing is there's a lot of like online talk, and this is on the news too, of like people being copycats and stuff about this. So like, I don't know if anything actually is really going to start because it's a big deal to go out there assassinating CEOs.
Yes.
Probably should not go
be
violent like that.
But
who knows? A different social movement might be produced out of this. It's a big eye-opening thing that like, hey, people do not like the healthcare system in this country. So maybe is it hopeful to think something happens?
Yeah.
Peacefully, of course.
Well, how did we get even to this point in American history?
It's on your notes. I didn't know that we were reaching this today.
It's just so weird. I just don't want it to be like that. I wish it was different. And maybe I'll cut this whole thing out since it's so inflammatory.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's like that aggressive, but it is wild, to see things unfold. There's things that throughout history that have happened. Maybe this is one of the things in our generation that is going to be in history books. Maybe we got to change things.
I mean, things definitely should be changed. The way that many things are run now is so cruel, but I'm not like super confident that anything will change.
I mean, we'll see on another storyline, workers that work
the
at
Amazon facility in New York. Yeah, they're striking. Yeah.
I think I'm all behind that. I'm saying every Amazon fulfillment center across the
every fulfillment
country,
center.
They should all go on strike.
Stop working. Yeah.
I don't care about Christmas presents that much. Just do it.
It's just they're just things at the end of the day. So
exactly. So I think we got to be treating people better.
You do.
At
You
all
have
levels.
to. You absolutely have to.
So.
But,
I never thought we would get this political in our podcast.
Yeah, honestly.
I always told myself we're staying away from this stuff.
Stay out of that stuff. But it just is like such a huge topic of discussion.
Yeah.
That I guess we just got kind of drawn into it.
There's the funny side of it too. Like people like making alibis for Luigi.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Some of the comments are really, really funny.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing that probably you put on this topic for that kind of thing.
Stay on the lighthearted side and not on the political activism and revolutionary side. Sure. But didn't end that way.
Yeah. That's the nature of the pod. Got to respect it.
Yeah. The flow of time.
Welcome.
Okay, another thing that happened was we actually did end up watching a little bit of the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, we turned it on basically at the last 15
20-ish minutes.
Yeah.
We turned it on and Snoop Dogg was performing, and I was very confused.
Oh, it was confusing. I was like, what's this? Is this a GTA announcement? But we already have a GTA announcement? I don't know.
I was like, it doesn't make sense because he's a California rapper and GTA is going to be a Miami-based game. So I wasn't really sure why he was there. But also, like, I don't know why Snoop Dogg specifically was performing at the Game Awards. And the only reason I could think of is so many game studios are in California, and maybe they like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. I'm sure the award ceremony was held in California.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe he plays video games too. We learned recently gaming is like a big, huge industry that's like bigger than music and all that. So
there's a ton of categories for the Game Awards, and we're not going to talk about almost any of them besides one that really stuck in my craw, honestly, when I saw it. And I only saw this because Blizzard sent out an email about nominations they had, and War Within wasn't on there, at least in the email. I didn't go through every single game award category and see if it ended up being nominated for anything. I just assumed Blizz would say if War Within was nominated for something, because Diablo 4 was nominated for Best Ongoing Game.
That's crap.
That's what I thought. I was like, what?
No, I don't know anybody who bought Diablo 4 that's still playing that game. Like, it was a huge flop when it came out. That's what I heard anyway.
That's what I heard.
I didn't particularly like watching like streamers and stuff play. Like, it just looked kind of boring.
Yeah.
To be honest. And then, like we're saying, we have some bias because we love WoW, but like War Within came out and the community rallied behind. They said, this is phenomenal. I got it
early access, and you were like, by far not the only one in there.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, they expanded the realms again. Now we have we've talked about how there are so many realms now after shrinking down to like less than 10.
Yeah, and so I think it's kind of an injustice that it was not nominated for ongoing game, and like Diablo 4 was. That's just nuts to me.
Yeah. The other best ongoing games that were nominated, Destiny 2.
Well, that's supposed to be really popular.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I played Destiny 1. I wasn't that
I've
enthralled.
Never played Destiny.
Maybe I need to get back into it, but I wasn't that impressed. Final Fantasy 14.
I mean, Final Fantasy is always going to be on every nomination, I think
the nominating committee has a bias towards Final Fantasy and Zelda games, and that's just my opinion. Maybe wrong, but that's what I think.
I think that the gaming community really, really loves those games, and I can't really judge them too hard because I've never played them personally. It's just like when you see games like Final Fantasy VII Remake or whatever it was, like being nominated for Game of the Year, like this is a remake game.
Yeah.
Like, where are we in the gaming industry that original pieces aren't being nominated as much as like remakes?
Or a card game like Balatro.
Well, I heard that game was really cool and like really creative. I have never played it, but
I just thought it was weird. Yeah. I just thought that, to me, I was like, well, it's probably a weak year for games then.
Yeah, I don't know. What'd you think about Astrobot winning it all?
Oh, well, here's the other two that were nominated for Best Ongoing. Fortnite and Helldivers 2. What do you think about those two?
I mean,
being on the list.
I'm not a Fortnite fan. But
I'm not
going to deny how many people play it.
Yeah, hugely popular.
And then Helldivers. I think Helldivers, I'm surprised didn't win any like the Game of the Year, because didn't that come out this year? Helldivers 2?
I don't know, man, when it originally came out, but it got super popular this year.
It was a cultural movement.
Yeah, it was huge
on the gaming world. So I'm surprised that didn't win Game of the Year. If that was like made this year, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But what do I think about Astrobot taking the top game of the year award? Cool.
I'm indifferent.
Yeah. Like, good for them.
Yeah,
Good for them. Whatever.
I don't know a whole lot about it. It's a platformer, I'm guessing. You know, we heard on a different podcast that it just had the formula that the MIDI likes.
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
good game, so
one beer.
it's not an exciting choice. I think like last year, Baldur's Gate 3 was such a like revolution as far as like just a complete game that came out that was just phenomenal without DLC at the time and like pay to win and all that. So like it was really refreshing. That to me is like, wow, that's a game of the year. But like Astrobot, I have no interest really in picking that up really.
At all.
Yeah. Maybe on the Switch if we run out of games.
If we ever run out of games, sure. It's just, I didn't play any of the games of the year this year, so I just don't have a strong opinion of them.
Yeah, I don't think that we're the right kind of gamers to have opinions for the Game Awards. Because,
maybe.
I mean, quite frankly, this is why WoW isn't nominated, is because we don't expand off of games. We all just play WoW, you know? Well, at least you and I do.
Yeah, sure.
That's the problem, though, is like it's the same old, quote unquote. So I don't think it'll be ever considered for like Game of the Year or something. But now we're coming into this like World Soul Saga, which War Within is just the beginning of. Who knows? Like this is such a grand and epic storyline that the third one could be worthy. Hopefully, I don't know.
We have to wait till the third one. I do wonder. I didn't look it up, so maybe I should just hush because I didn't look it up. When was the last time that WoW was nominated for any Game of the Year award?
I don't know. I was thinking about it too. The score in the War Within is really good too.
Yeah.
Like the Isle of Dorn's music and just like the music in that game, they did a really, really nice job in this expansion, and they usually do. But it's just sad that I never see it nominated for stuff.
It was, I think we did see, it was Final Fantasy that won score, one of the Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
So
of course, but that's
it's always like how
long-standing MMO.
Yeah. How come Final Fantasy can win every year for score, but WoW can't? And I know someone out there is going to be like, because it's better. But like, is it though? Or is that like just like some bias at this point that like we think that and I like the Final Fantasy scores. I put on many a YouTube where it's just the score. But I feel like it's like I don't know, an actor that always wins the Academy Award every time they do something just because everyone's so enamored with them. And I don't know the Academy Awards well enough to say who that is, but I feel like that's where we're at with Final Fantasy now.
Yeah, and just gaming in general, I feel like, so.
Sucks.
Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't suck. Maybe this is all how it should be, and it's just you and I to have very, very different perspectives from the majority of gamers and also the voting community for the Gamer Awards, and it's just you and me out on our own little island.
But on a positive side of things for the Game Awards, we saw a lot of cool reveals for trailers.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Witcher 4.
Really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Witcher 4 is probably one of my most exciting ones. I don't know what that last one was with the space, like 80s space thing. But
oh, yeah. Those that
looked kind of cool.
Crash Bandicoot studio.
Oh, Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, yeah. Very different from their other games.
Hey, I love space stuff, so I'm cool with that.
Though I have seen a lot of talk on Reddit already about how she's very ugly, the main character.
Why does that matter?
Because it's Reddit, and because people are like, if there's a female...
These are the same people who had a problem with the casting in The Last of Us.
Yeah, and
which
she's
was
like...
sus as hell.
Yeah,
so
I was like, I did not like those comments. That was incredibly inappropriate.
Chill, so I don't care about all that. It looked like a really cool aesthetic game.
Yeah, I liked it.
Supposedly there's some like Akira inspiration with like the streaming lights from the 80s and like, the neon. I
liked that they chose a Pet Shop Boys song. I really, especially that one for the trailer. I just thought that was like, it really sets the tone.
So, yeah, there's some exciting stuff that's happening. I don't know if I'll pick up any of these games, but there's always hope.
I'm sure we will play Witcher 4.
Well, I haven't played a whole lot of Witcher 3. I played a lot of Witcher 2,
okay,
the Assassins of Kings, or the Assassin of Kings, which was a great game, but I just haven't really got into Witcher 3. Now, I have it downloaded on my computer, so
that's the first
step.
One
of these nights, when I have time, I might dive into it. But
I was playing the Wild Hunt back when I was like streaming doing it. So I played a good bit. I'll say a little bit. Because it's a massive game, but it's just so beautiful, so great.
Yeah.
So,
but it's kind of dark too. Like,
brutal. It's pretty. Also, there's just some gross things. The monsters in it are so gross. The humans in it are so gross. But I really do like the graphics and the storyline. And CD Projekt Red, the studio, has already said that it is not going to be another Cyberpunk 2077. They are going to ship a good game.
Good.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, that's what we want. I think that's the message that was sent out from Baldur's Gate 3 last year is like, we want completed games. We don't want these excuses and like updates and maintenance and stuff, you know. I think we talked about it for our own game studio is like, I don't want to rush these games. I want to come out with something that's like complete and like, I don't want to like chase the dollar sign.
Yeah. I mean, we are an indie game studio, so chasing the dollar sign would be very foolish. So.
Well, yeah, but you know, like, we dream about being a huge, big studio with a bunch of employees.
Having coworkers beyond ourselves.
Yeah, so we'll see what sort of impact we make in that regard. But these are the things that inspire me. Finish projects.
Put a good game out into the universe.
Exactly.
Hopefully we can.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be like a little bit of a curveball for you, maybe.
Uh-oh.
But because you're younger than I am, so I would hope to rely on you for things that younger people are into. But you often disappoint me in this regard.
Oh, jeez.
So... except for that one year, do you remember like years ago when you were like shooting ice into your veins, but it was like you were making a drug shooting movement? Like,
ice in the veins? Yeah. Oh, of course.
Okay, well, when you're doing that, that was a new thing to me. And also, it was like the pandemic, so I just hadn't seen anyone in a long time, or at least interacted with them. So when you were doing that, I was like, is that what people are doing now? It's so interesting. And you and your friends did it so much. I was like, is this like, that's a thing now? Is drug shooting into the veins? But
well, yeah, because I had my old roommate's cousin was 18, 19, so he was really into
introduced it. Yeah, okay. And also, this was a COD thing, or at least every time you guys did it, it was related to COD. I feel like you were doing it because of some Call of Duty thing. So, anyway, that was like the last new young person thing that was introduced to me. And I also just don't know about anything that happens in society because I'm never like participating in society to know about things. But now that we're together, I feel like you're on the same boat as I am.
Oh yeah, we're as separated from the society as ever.
I've marooned you on my island.
Yeah,
so
I'm unhipped now.
Yeah.
Although I just learned the term crash out. That's a one that's going around right
now. Bro, I was literally going to say, have you heard of this new term crash out that everyone's saying?
This week, I asked last night my coworker, I was like, what the heck is crash out? I keep hearing this. And they're like, oh, it's just like basically burnout.
Like freak out or something.
This is just like, I had this problem when like people were saying no cap. Like, you're just creating another 3-letter word in that instance to say a different 3-letter word.
Yeah.
Because you mean no lie.
Yeah.
But you say no cap.
Yeah.
And this is like crash out, burnout.
Yeah.
Freak out. Like, why are we doing this? It doesn't make sense.
That's youth. You just make up new things to say because, like, that's what young people do. But
Wow.
that was one of the ones I was going to say is like, there's a new term going around, crash out. But apparently you're not supposed to use it unironically. You can only use it ironically, which adds a whole other layer of like confusingness for me.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
So, crash out, that's one. No Diddy and Mad Diddy. Have you heard? I think I recently just said these things to me.
You just told me about what No Diddy is.
Yeah, so it's like the new no homo.
What? I was just shocked when I heard that. I think it was a YouTube video or something. Yeah. And I was like, what did he say? Like, what did he say?
Super.
Like, we're using that as a term now?
Yeah. Though, when I was like super young being like middle school or something like that, there was this book that came out called Confessions of a Video Vixen. And I spent a lot of time at the library. And so I read like every book in a section. And I don't say that to be like exaggerating. Like I literally did read every single book in one section because I would just read a book a day. And if you go to the library every day, especially over the summer, over years of your life, you're just going to read a lot of books.
That's crazy.
And so
I didn't read books till like after high school.
I know, it's so crazy. But that's what I always think to myself. Like I've probably read more conversations on the page than I've ever had in real life. And I think that's going to forever stunt me in social situations. But in any case, so I was at the library one day looking for new books to read, like 8th, 9th grade. And I just was like, dang, what else is there even to read in the universe? And so I went over to like the new releases section, and it had this book with like a black woman on it, and she was like kind of scantily dressed, and it was very much unlike anything I ever read generally because I only read like sci-fi and classic literature. And so I just was like, I mean, whatever. Like, I need to get out of the house for a few hours because our mom kicked us out of the house in the summer. So let me just pick this book up and see what it's all about. I'll just never know what drove me to open this book, but it's about this woman. It's an autobiography also, so this is not fiction. She was a video vixen or a video girl in the, I don't know, 90s and 2000s or something like that. Maybe more, but mostly the 2000s. In rap videos, and her nickname she got in the industry was Superhead, or I'm probably not saying that correctly, Supahead, because she was so incredibly good at giving head.
Oh, jeez. No.
That's how she got this nickname. And obviously I'd never done anything in my life to that point. So when I was reading this book and she was like talking about all these famous men, all the like everything that she'd experienced in the industry, it was wild and crazy to my eyeballs. And so I read that book in probably 2.5 hours. And it's not a long book. I think it was like 150 pages or something like that. And so in the book, among the many things, and sometimes I tell you these things because they come up, like she has a paragraph or a page where she talks about the size of every guy's hoodle doodle that she's ever been with or that she's ever seen.
This is a child-friendly podcast.
I don't know. I'm just saying, that's why I said hoodle freaking doodle. Okay? So sometimes I'm like, that guy, whatever, this size because of this book that I read when I was like 14. And
my gosh.
Because I'll just never forget. And it's hard for me to forget anything that I've read. But really, there was one section of the book where she's talking about this guy that liked things to be used on him. And she didn't like to go see that guy anymore because she didn't like doing that kind of like stuff. And if that book had been released today, I would say, oh, she was like, no Diddy or something like that, whatever, But in that section, I was even pretty sure at the time when I read it as a kid that she was talking about Puff Daddy at the time in that section.
Wow.
Because of how she described the person.
Is she coming back out anytime?
The crazy thing is, I haven't seen anything online, and I'm not going and looking for it because the whole situation is just horrifying to me. But it hasn't come across my eyeballs that anyone is referencing this section of this book because she's apparently a very famous video vixen. And so I'm just like, people what about this book section where she talks about this? Like, it should have been, like, known way long ago that this girl who, like, makes it her business to go mess around with guys in the music business was like, oh, I don't want to mess around with this specific guy because it was weird and not in a good way.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, when are people going to talk about this? I know I'm not.
We could have been saying no Diddy back in the
we could have been saying no Diddy for years now, and she could have probably saved a lot of people's lives if she would have just named names. But can't blame her for all of that.
Oh yeah, that whole situation is like
horrifying, just so dark and horrifying. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I have to contribute to that conversation.
That was so random.
Oh, yeah.
I probably won't go around saying no Diddy. I don't even say no homo. Like, I don't
anymore. Like, when I was in high school, like, that was a very popular thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, like, playing Call of Duty back in the day.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
Oh, not even, like, back in the day. Like, a few years ago, I was getting called many kinds of Diddy on video games, Call of Duty specifically, because that's like, it's a toxic environment. And so if someone doesn't like you and that like 1 second they can like talk to you when they die, like, or they kill you.
Oh yeah. You get some vile things said to you.
Vile
That's
things.
That's why I like kind of have my, go to poop talking when I'm playing Call of Duty.
Your go-to poop talking is so funny.
And I don't even know if people know what I'm talking about when I say it. That's how deep and educated my dissing is.
You do pull out some very long words for insults, yes.
Well, I don't know. I'll just say, I call people eunuchs sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious.
I
don't think people know what I'm saying, though.
That's weird if they don't.
If they read Game of Thrones or like even watched it, they would know. But
yeah,
that's a fun one.
So
anyway. I don't know if that's insensitive, but
I don't know either. Like the whole thing, the whole like no homo, that's gay, no Diddy, calling people eunuchs. That's a whole situation that like is just best left not touched.
I'll let Reddit and the internet hold on to those things. Yeah, I'll go around being a nice guy.
That's just be
that's
nice.
What I do now. Usually, it's like, oh, nice kill, nice shot. Like I'm over the poop talking.
Yeah. Now, actually, if I think someone did a really bad job and they really pieced me off in a game, I'll go GG.
That's it.
Yeah. And because I'm being nice, but in my brain, I'm like, yeah, I only say that when I hate how job you did.
So that's like your internal, like.
That's my internal.
They don't know how mad I am right now.
Yeah.
Man,
it's a sarcastic GG.
I used to get really mad at video games. Now I'm like, I've been playing Call of Duty again, and I'm like, I don't really get mad.
No, you don't get anywhere mad as you used to.
Yeah, I used to get real PO'd. I've grown as a person.
Good job.
It's not so serious.
It's really not. Really not that serious.
Once you clean doo-doo off of your infant's fingers,
goodness.
Things just don't seem that big of a deal when you're playing video games.
That's so true. Once you've like touched human fecal matter enough times in enough places that it shouldn't be, then like certain things just fall off the radar for caring about or getting upset by. Or like when you're trying to have some ice cream, but then it gets knocked off of the side table and falls flat
upside down.
Yeah, flat upside down on the ground. It's the ice cream that you've been looking forward to for hours. Once something like that happens and you don't react, I think you've come to a place of growth.
Truly. But you wanted to react. I know you did.
I know I did. But like, I'm like, what am I going to do? It's a kid. Like, doesn't know what's going on. Let me just like...
It all happened in slow motion because like he swiped at it like a cat.
Yeah.
And it just goes tumbling down. Gravity did its job.
Yeah.
That was
whipped
good
cream.
Ice cream, though.
Yeah.
I'm
chocolate ice cream splatter.
Could use some ice cream right now. But it ain't going to happen.
Yeah, because it's the afternoon and we have goals.
Boy.
Boy.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't know if I've actually said it on the podcast, is that I've been really trying to lose weight right now. And so
Trying, you're doing it. You've lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
My
I
family
think
can see.
we moved back in June, and since then I think I'm down like 30 pounds.
Whew, that's
Got to keep rolling.
That's really good. The last time I weighed myself, which I ballooned heavily, and I still look horrible.
No, that is incorrect.
So, speaking factually, I think I'm from my heaviest of pregnancy and post-pregnancy, I'm down maybe 20 pounds, but, you know, the holiday's been a little weird, so maybe I'm down no pounds. Who knows?
I think we're doing it. We're getting it done.
I don't know. People notice on FaceTime that you've lost weight, but no one says anything to me like that, and I'm sure it's because I don't look like I've lost any weight. It's just hard from being what my body was previously, prior to getting pregnant, was like a whole different human being. Like, I just feel like a whole different human being, honestly.
It's just the season of life.
Yeah.
We're getting back to it. You know, we're eating a lot healthier.
Yeah.
And
going out less,
and we try to go to the gym. We're going to be going today. But like, I think the one difficulty is that for you is we only have one vehicle. So when I'm gone to work, you can't go to the gym.
Yeah.
But we're going to solve it. We're going to get that all fixed, and we're going to get back to equilibrium.
Yeah. It just stinks because in like the grand scheme of life, like you said, it's a season of life. But I already had a season of life of being fat. That was like my whole growing up. And then, you know, graduated college, lost a ton of weight, just was like a whole different person, experienced a whole different kind of life. And then like fat again. So it's poop. That's what I gotta say about that. Poop.
You're beautiful, babe.
I appreciate that, but you married me, so what are you gonna say?
My sweets.
Okay, I have one last thing to talk about, and it's come out so long ago that it maybe isn't even worth talking about, but it's new to us. Godzilla Minus One.
Yeah, we just watched that the other day, and it was pretty darn good.
We watched the dub, not the sub.
Yeah. I'm glad, though, because we would not have been able to read the subtitles with our child being chaotic.
Yeah, I'm glad and which is really just why dub works better for our lives.
Yeah. So we had watched the new Godzilla that came out this last year. Or
yeah, the one from the American studios, which was hot garbage.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And comparing like that one to this one, like this is not even a comparison. Like Godzilla Minus One was awesome. I don't even watch Godzilla movies, but I thought that was a really, really well done movie.
And I watch a lot of Godzilla movies, including the old Toho ones. And that's why there are so many things to like more about Godzilla Minus One than any of the American ones that they've come out with their like new Kong universe they're trying to do. But one specific is how absolutely brutal so many of the scenes are. Like, they do not shy away from killing people, which in the American movies you're probably like, oh, the death count's probably the same because they're like fighting in a city and like blah 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 blah. But like, I'm seeing people get smushed. I'm seeing legs getting broke. I'm seeing people get chomped. You're seeing it.
Yeah, I don't think it was like necessarily super gory though.
No.
It's just like you do see it, but you don't see like blood and guts everywhere.
Right, but one thing that this one is different than the American ones is that you see people running, trying to get away, and then a foot or a tail comes down on them, and they are no more. And they don't do that in the American movies. They just have like buildings and cities getting destroyed. I
also think that the Godzilla model itself was more fearsome.
Like, it was. I prefer that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, as far as gore goes, like the gore came from Godzilla
getting blown up in different parts,
and like recovering. So, overall though, like the story was very interesting to me, and like the tragedy of being like a kamikaze pilot
Yeah.
that like didn't die during the war and like living with that.
That
Like
shame.
there was a lot of great character
The
development. in that.
PTSD, I thought,
Yeah.
like it was so well done that just I don't even think they should make any more Godzilla, Kong, King Ghidorah, like Mothra. Like, don't make any more because you're not doing a good job.
Oh yeah, the American studios, they're doing a crap job.
Yeah.
They're going the wrong direction with it. You know, I think they took this symbol of like that, like Godzilla means something really bad
Yeah.
in Japan. From what I could tell, that like now in America, it's just like this, like just giant beastly creature.
Yeah.
That like,
It's more of a
it's kind of like a
Transformers.
demigod
Yeah.
than it is
Yeah.
a weapon or whatever.
And in Japan, Godzilla was originally created as a metaphor for the bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like,
Tragedy, destruction.
And they showed the street level aftermath, not just like, look at this horizon of blown up stuff, like street level aftermath of the bombs and like how much Japan had been through. I just loved it. It was great. The eyes of Godzilla were even creepy. It scared the heck out of the kid.
Oh yeah,
Was not a fan.
Did not expect that because I didn't think he really paid attention.
He doesn't usually
that much. But yeah, every time Godzilla was on the screen,
freaking out. Yeah, well, I don't know if we've like traumatized the kid, but I guess we'll check back in a few years.
I don't know if we're good parents, to be honest. There's so many times I'm like questioning,
yeah. Do we suck at this?
Doing this right? We'll see, I guess.
Yes, we'll see.
Well, I guess that's it for episode 7. What do you got planned for this week coming up?
For this week coming up, I'm going to try and pin down a way to get the sound levels for the YouTube videos to be a lot more consistent, and just try and do a better job on the level of production for things that we put out. Like, we have a lot going on, but I gotta like make sure that what comes out now is not crap. It has the same level of effort that I would put into the job that pays me. So that's my personal standard that I want to hold myself to.
Nice. Yeah, this week, I think I said at the beginning of the episode, I want to try to work on something in the game every day. And I want to put forth maybe, I'll just say 10 hours of effort this whole week. But if I put in 5 to 6, I think I'll be satisfied. But yeah, ultimately want to get some progress done on the game.
Yeah.
And I want to implement gameplay and, like I said, maybe some UI stuff, some score. So, yeah.
Nice.
Heck
well,
yeah.
Do you have any ideas for a name for this episode?
No.
Appreciate the honesty.
Yeah. We talked about a whole lot.
Yeah, we did.
What direction to go? I don't know.
I don't know either, so I'll think about it in post.
What was it? Vixen Cam Girl episode. No.
Vixen Cam Girl episode.
Have you tried to get more views?
No. Terrible. All right. Well,
this is Tennyson.
This is Akia.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, have a week.